Hey guys, so check this out. So today in the podcast, I have the privilege of having the beautiful Keli Bowen. Keli B. I like to call her Keli B. I mean, she likes it anyway. So I have the privilege of having her in our podcast today. We're going to be talking about her journey as an entrepreneur. She's a businesswoman. She's the jack of all trades. I hope master of some. Maybe. But anyways, this is going to be fun. For those who are at home, like the stay-home moms, and those who are into all that stuff, and you're wondering on what you can do and how you can make money off your time, this podcast is for you. Today you get to learn about like what she does, how she started it, and some tips on how you could start yours too and be productive and make money. Be the boss lady, be the boss, just be the boss. Anyways, this is going to be fun. I'm excited. Stay tuned, guys. Hey guys, welcome to my podcast today. I'm your host, Freddie J, and with me I have Keli B.
That's me.
She's awesome. She's a referral from one of my previous guests on the show. Mm-hmm. And she said a lot about you, and I'm excited.
Aww.
Seems like you bring a lot of experience to the table today. And today we're going to be talking about your entrepreneurship journey. Mm-hmm. We're going to, do a deep dive into your career and see what challenges you faced, what you like about your career, the pros and cons, and also see how we can better help people out there who are like thinking of embarking on the same journey that you did years ago. And so could you tell us a little bit about yourself? Where you from? What do you do? What are your hobbies? And what brought you into this town if you're not from Pocatello?
Yeah. Well, I was born and raised in Boise, Idaho.
Nice.
And my parents own a dry cleaning business called Clothesline Cleaners. That's been around for about 45 years. And that was where I really got my start in seeing the ins and outs of a business being ran. So I started working there when I was a teenager, and I spent 10 years at that business helping my dad run the place. Okay. And that was really, I think, what pushed me into being independent and looking for entrepreneurship in other ways. I'm an artist and a creative person, so I'm always looking for areas where I can be creative and utilize my creative skills. So when my husband and I decided to pack up and move to Pocatello for a job opportunity for him, I decided to pull back and not get a day job or something simple. I wanted to try and break away and do something for myself. So that was when I started working as a social media manager. Okay. And I started working for people that I knew that just needed help running their Instagram and their Facebook pages, small business owners, entrepreneurs themselves. And that was kind of where I got that start. And I've been doing that now for a handful of years. And then from there, I've kind of branched off and added other things to my repertoire. So things like gift basket making, gift box making, and that kind of goes hand in hand with the social media business. People who have a number of clients that they maybe need to give gifts to, like realtors that have clients that they want to send an appreciation gift to. I will put together a beautiful gift basket because, again, I'm an artist, so everything that I touch is a work of art. And so that started that business. So that business is called Basket Case.
Basket Case by
That's
Keli a cool
B.
Name.
Yeah, I'm a little bit of a basket case
it's a
in
basket
my personality.
That's pretty nice though.
Yeah. So I started that, and so we have a daughter. She's 5, and so when we right after we moved here to Pocatello, I got pregnant, and I realized that I was going to need to be able to do something from home. Yeah. So that was really kind of what pushed me to stay working for myself and to figure out things that I could do while I stayed home with a baby and while I was pregnant. And I've done that ever since she was born. So
right now you work from home, or you do whatever you want to do, and you get to take care of your child and all that stuff.
Yeah, she's entering kindergarten now, so my stay-at-home mom journey is going to end here soon, which is bittersweet. But it's amazing that I've been able to stay home this whole time. I mean, my husband works out of the house and has a regular, 9-to-5 type job. And then I've been able to do all this other stuff on the side. It still allowed me a whole lot of freedom to stay home and focus on being a mom first, but also, focus on businesses and goals.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive though, because you didn't just want to sit sit on your butt and do nothing.
Yeah.
So you made the best use of your time that you
Yeah,
have.
thank
So
you.
I think
think
that's
so.
pretty impressive. So I will clap
you.
for you, but I don't want to affect the audio. So but I'm impressed.
Appreciate it.
Okay, so we're gonna do a deep dive into your entrepreneurship journey. So
Okay.
what inspired you to become an entrepreneur, and how did you start your own business?
Well, I think it's who inspired me to more than anything. My sister-in-law, so my husband's middle sister. She is an entrepreneur herself, and I really admire the hard work that she does and the way that she just has an idea and then just does it. And so she was the one who gave me the idea for social media management. That was where I really started that journey. And she was running a business at the time that she needed some help with. And so she said, I'll pay you to do X, Y, and Z. And I was like, okay, I'm happy to do that. So that was where that all started. And she gave me a lot of inspiration. And that was just kind of like the starting place, the jumping off point.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you get any previous training before you started, or it was something it was self-taught, or YouTube?
It was very self-taught. Although through working in my dad's dry cleaning business, I did do a lot of alternative education. So, day seminars where I would go and sit in a classroom of other adults, like-minded adults, and learn about marketing or customer service, working with the public, those types of things. And I feel like that's really where my strength lies, is working with people and doing it with a creative eye.
Nice.
So I didn't take any, I don't have college credentials for this. I don't have a business degree in marketing or anything like that. It's a lot of it has been, self-taught and self, yeah.
That is pretty impressive, and I have to stop using that word impressive. So you didn't go to college?
No, I did a couple of courses at Boise State University,
Okay.
An art class and a psychology class, and I shortly after starting those classes realized that lifestyle wasn't really for me. That I wanted to branch out on my own and make my own path. So I didn't pursue that.
So I'm pretty glad this is your journey, because I always I've been trying to pass this message out to people that education is not for everybody. School,
Yeah.
we have different kind of education. Like you don't have to get a master's degree or a PhD to be successful.
Right.
So I think you're a living proof.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah. I mean, there's all kinds of other alternative classes. There's webinars. There's online, all kinds of online training. There's just other things other than a typical college classroom setting where you can get a lot of education. If you just look for it, you can find it. So.
I agree. So what challenges did you face starting your business, and how did you overcome them?
I think really my biggest challenge in the beginning and even throughout this whole journey has been maybe the lack of knowledge, or that imposter syndrome that you get where you feel like I don't really know what I'm doing and I'm kind of making it up as I go. And so a little bit of self-doubt, I think, creeps in when I realize that I don't have a whole lot of credential to back this up. I don't have a degree or anything substantial to tell people like, this is why you should hire me. I have to go based off of my personal drive and my personality. And that's really, I think, the selling point for me. So people have to believe in me and my ability to do what I do based off of my personal talents, which aren't tangible, right? So being able to explain that to a new client can sometimes be hard and maybe feel a little bit like nerve-wracking, like, I don't know if they're going to trust me. But yeah, that's been my challenge.
So you don't have like certifications? There are no certifications out there, stuff like that?
Oh, there certainly are. I just don't have any. Because I love to just pave my own way and do it how I think it should be done. And I'm really good at faking it. I'm really good at making things up. I'm really good at working on the fly and improvising.
Yeah.
And I think that's really what sets me apart.
That's nice. So she likes to do things her own way. She makes her own stuff. Like she's her own boss. She's a boss lady, quote unquote. So I think many ladies are gonna like that out there. Yeah. They're gonna like to hear that. They're like, she's her own boss.
Yeah.
So you don't. So your job basically, when you meet your prospective clients, they just hire you by fate, hoping that you are what you say you are.
Yes.
Like you don't really have nothing to show.
Hope and a prayer. Hope and a prayer. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, a lot of it is referral based,
Okay.
too, right? So, when I start with family and friends, people who know me and they already trust my integrity. They already know that I'm a good person, that I'm hardworking, that I'm creative, that I'm capable. So they, from there have been able to spread the word to their colleagues, friends, people that they know that need my line of work. And so that's kind of how that has blossomed and grown. But yes, they just put their trust in me. I think so many people in this world that we live in with so much technology, so much social media presence that's so needed for businesses, most people are just desperate to have someone like me take over that area where they may not have as much knowledge. I mean, I have helped people who have not even ever signed into a Facebook account. They know nothing about it. So, I mean, I at least have the knowledge just because I'm a millennial. So I was born in the time where Facebook was literally invented.
Yeah. So I from what you just said right now, because when I was growing up, my parents, they were not born in this generation or even close.
Mm-hmm.
So they are not very tech savvy.
Yeah.
So I had to teach my dad how to use Facebook. Even up to date, he still doesn't know how to use his emails. Like how to read his own emails. He'd be like, oh, could you help me check my email? Mm-hmm. And it is frustrating.
Yep.
So do you ever feel that way?
All the time. My parents come to me all the time with questions about like the iPhone and how to do this and how to do that. I mean, I'm like the tech guru of my family, I feel like, because I mean, it started out as just a love for technology, a love for the convenience of it, and to be able to connect with people. And that, I think, is where a lot of people just, you find your own education, because if you're on your phone enough, or on the internet enough, you figure out little tricks and loopholes and things. And so
is it safe to say that patience is very important in your line of work? Oh,
yeah, a lot of it. And I'm not a patient person. I'll be honest. That is not my forte. I want it now.
Yeah, that's me too.
Yeah.
So how do you identify and evaluate business opportunities?
I think that a lot of that has to do with just my personal life. When I feel like I am ready to take on another client, when I see a need for it, when I've got a colleague or someone that I know that is searching for ways that I know that I can help them.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is done, online. People will tag me in different posts. So I think it's just kind of wherever I see the need and whenever I feel like I am able to take that on. Because again, being a mom is my full-time job.
That is true.
And most important, being a wife and a mom comes first before anything else. And so I prioritize those things first and everything else second.
So in other words, you're always on social media, you're always online, always on your phone, and always, so you need the internet.
Always. I need good Wi-Fi.
Okay, so this question wasn't planned, but I just thought about it. So
let's add it.
So how do you deal with when you lose service? Because when I don't have internet, like I'm going all gaga, I'm going crazy.
Yeah, I get upset first, and then I just pause and I just take a break, and then usually it works out. I typically have pretty good service at home, and or I will find places to sit down and work that I know have good Wi-Fi.
Like the coffee shop,
like Starbucks. Mm-hmm. Yep, I know the dead zone places that I'm not gonna sit down at. I won't name them, but I just know. So yeah, it's not typically an issue for me.
Yeah. That's nice. So what strategies do you use to effectively manage your time and prioritize tasks as an entrepreneur? I know you talked a little bit about it, about family and
Yeah, it's hard. That's a hard one for me. I haven't always been really skilled in prioritizing and time management. I tend to be scattered and spontaneous, and sometimes I just kind of fly by the seat of my pants and I just do things when it feels right.
Yeah.
So I'm not the most dedicated as far as a schedule or a routine is concerned. But I'm one of those kinds of people who I'll always find a way, and I work really well under pressure. So when I'm down to the wire and I have to get something done, I get it done.
Can I give you a high five? Because that's me.
Yes.
I work better under pressure.
Mm-hmm.
I wait for the last minute.
Me
then
too.
my brain is working
and then
overtime.
I'm like, woo! And I just get it done. So yeah, I definitely prioritize my family first, as I've said. I get my daily duties done with my daughter. I spend time with her. I take her to school. I take her on play dates. And I will typically do most of my work in the evenings because I'm one of those people that I like to sleep in the mornings. And oftentimes I still have to get up early for different things. And then I spend the day, doing kind of the fun stuff, the errand running, the mom things.
Yeah.
And I'm most alert and like thriving between the hours of like 7 and 10 p.m. And so that is when I typically am on my phone.
7 p.m. to 10 p.m.?
7 p.m. to 10 p.m. I am on it. That is when I'm...
time.
I know. Like afternoon time, I'm like, it's time for a nap. Yeah. So I rest. I fully like lay down on the couch and I take time for myself and I relax because my daughter's usually taking a nap or some quiet time. And so then I typically will get on my phone or my laptop and do work in the evenings when my husband's home and can help kind of take care of our daughter. So we tag team. We do a good job.
That's nice.
Of that, yeah.
And how important is networking and building business relationships in entrepreneurship? And what tips do you have for effective networking?
Networking is so important for people who are entrepreneurs. You have to get the word out because so much of this world and our society is so saturated with so many things, and especially on the internet, you can take in so much information. It's an information overload, and it can be harmful. And so I think for people that work for themselves and who have small businesses, having an online presence is just so important. So networking is the way to spread that word. And there's all different forms of it. I've done a lot of networking groups where you meet, weekly, and you give each other leads and you talk about what you do. You offer up a little elevator speech. This is who I am. This is what I do. So I've done a lot of that over the years. Currently, I'm not involved in anything like that, but I network just through talking with people, knowing people, making connections.
So is it safe to say that you're extroverted?
Yes.
That's important though, because you need to be able to talk to people. Yeah. And do you think you're a pro in communication?
Thank you.
No, I'm asking, do you think you're a pro?
I don't know. I think I am pretty skilled at communicating. Yes, it's something that I value as really important.
You don't want to give yourself 5-star?
Yeah, some days. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to be like too
She's
proud.
just being decent. I'm sure she's 5-star.
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm a good communicator. Yeah, I think that's really important.
It's key.
Working with people. I mean, you got to be able to talk to people, and even if you're not feeling confident, just to pretend that you are. To act as though you are. You almost fake yourself into the reality of being confident.
Yeah. I like that. I like that. So I've done military recruiting in the past, and communication is very important. Yeah. Body language, even smiling at people, and sometimes we have to push people to make these good decisions.
Yes.
Sometimes they don't know what's good for them. No offense. We guide them.
We have to be
we guide them to help them make that decision.
Yeah. Because you know what's right.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course we do.
Right. We're helpers.
Yeah. Okay. So how do you handle failure? This is a big one. How do you handle failure and setback as an entrepreneur, and what lessons have you learned from them?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I don't like failing. Or ever feeling like a failure, but it's part of growth, right? So I know that it's a natural thing. It's a great life lesson, moment when we fail. Yeah. I think that I have handled it pretty graciously through especially the social media world, because I know that I'm not the most skilled or knowledgeable, and I know that in the industry of social media management that I'm one in a million. Yeah. And that there are people who have different styles than me. My niche, I feel like, is the connection, is the communication, the relationship, and the passion behind it, which you can't really teach. So when I fail, or when I feel as though I've failed someone, I can tend to beat myself up a little bit. I'm a harsh critic of myself. So I have to work on, forgiveness and taking the opportunity to learn and grow and not, be offended or upset if something happens or doesn't go my way.
You make it sound so easy and sound so good. So now I want to ask
Yeah.
you, so has this ever happened to you where you face failure and it just kept you down for a while and you started doubting yourself and all that stuff?
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm human. So
Yeah.
certainly I have, I have to talk it through, with my husband and complain and let myself be mad. And, maybe take a day or two to mull it over. But I don't like to sit in those places for too long because it, doesn't do me any good.
Yeah.
And it's part of life. And I realize that.
That's true. It is part of life.
Yeah.
What roles does innovation play in entrepreneurship, and how do you stay innovative in a constantly changing business landscape?
That's a great one.
Yeah.
Innovation. Yeah. And how to, especially with, regard to social media, Facebook and Instagram specifically, ever changing, right?
Every day.
I mean, how do you stay on top of it? It almost feels like an impossible task. And I could probably even do better at staying up to date with the current trends, by taking some webinars, and just keeping myself abreast of what's current, what's happening, whatever.
Yeah.
But I feel like I do enough of that by just simply being online. So I love TikTok, I love Instagram, and I love Facebook, all for different reasons. They all kind of have their own niche, right? And I feel like because I'm on them, and I am, as personally, I mean, from my personal accounts,
Yeah.
I'm scrolling and I am essentially studying. I'm seeing what other people are doing. I'm seeing where, because you can look at the algorithm, you can look at reports, analytics that give you information on what posts get the most views versus the ones that don't. The time of day. There's all kinds of apps out there that help you. So I utilize a lot of apps. And I just take the time to study other people who do it well and learn from them.
Okay. From what I've gotten from what you just said, you actually love what you do.
I do.
And I think it makes it easier when you love what you do. So
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like a job anymore. It's like a hobby.
Right.
And you do it for fun.
It's a passion.
Like TikTok. I love
Yeah.
TikTok.
I do too.
I'm so glad Congress didn't ban TikTok.
Please don't ban it. It's
to
so
take people
good.
into depression.
Yeah.
TikTok, like last night, I was up for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
TikTok.
Yeah.
And I
It's so
got a lot of
entertaining.
information from TikTok,
I do too.
Yeah,
Yep.
so that's pretty good. Okay, so how do you build a strong team and culture within your organization as an entrepreneur? So first of all, do you have an organization?
I don't have an organization and I don't have a team. I'm independent. But what I will speak to on that is that I don't gatekeep my information. Okay. I share. I'm not competitive because I'm only competing with myself. So friends of mine who have been inspired by me. What an honor, first of all, to be an inspiration to literally anyone. They have taken what I am doing and they have asked me questions about, how do you do that? How do you scale your price lists, or how do you manage social media for other clients? What apps do you use? I freely give that information and encourage them to do it too. Because as someone who's in my mid-30s, married with a child, that life is already hard enough. And I have a lot of friends who are in similar phases of our lives, and also are looking for that extra thing. What can I do to make money but also stay home? I think that in a sense I'm building a team of like-minded people who we're not working together, but we support and help each other.
You guys have a network.
Yes. Yeah.
I like how you see it though, because where I'm from, it's a whole different ball game. I'll tell you that. If I have a business, hell no. I'm not giving anyone any information. Even if my mom asks me, I'll be like, nope, this is mine. Go find it yourself.
Yeah.
That's the mentality where I'm from.
Sure.
So I like the way you see it though. You only compete with yourself.
Yep.
So that way you don't hoard information. You give it to people.
Yep.
Because information is power sometimes if you know how to go about it,
It is.
I think that's very admirable, and that's nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what strategies do you use to effectively market and promote your business?
To market and promote. Well, I mean, really just, sharing about it on social media. Word of mouth is great too, but because most of what I do is online, you got to be online and you have to share about what you do, talk about the work that you do. So, talking about it in my stories, sharing about it in posts, making sure that people know about it, friends and family. I think that's really kind of the simple answer to that.
So how has your support been so far since you started your journey as an entrepreneur, from your friends and family members?
Oh, it's been wonderful. Yes. I mean, I would say my biggest supporter is my husband, because he has allowed, he has worked hard to help keep our financial situation in check so that I can be free to be creative and change my mind and ebb and flow, and be an entrepreneur, because entrepreneurs aren't always the most financially successful people. And so that can be challenging, right? You gotta pay your bills. So my husband has been the most supportive. But my parents and my sister and my friends alike have all championed me through this process, and that's been helpful.
So now this brings me to a question that I just thought about while you were talking. So your husband is there to support you. He's your backbone, he's your rock and all that sweet stuff,
Yep.
So how do you feel you would have done if your husband wasn't there?
I would not have been able to do this.
Okay.
Period.
Okay. Because you need a source of income, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, I say that with the reality that I have. Obviously, if I didn't have my husband, I would have figured it out, right? I'm an independent person. I would have, but my life would have just looked different. And so I really do value his position in my life and the support that he gives me, because I don't believe that as much of what I'm doing right now would have been possible without him there. Yeah.
That's so sweet. What was his name?
Seth.
Seth?
Seth.
Shout out to Seth.
Right on, Seth. Love you, babe.
All right. So how do you approach financial management and funding to your business, and what advice do you have for entrepreneurs seeking investment or financing?
That's a tough one, because friends of mine who know what I do and or who have done what I do, who have worked in the social media world, have told me often that I don't charge enough, that I'm too humble, that I'm almost giving it away a little bit.
Humble?
Too humble.
Who does that? Who says that?
What? Right? Me? No. And so I don't know. I think that that's an area where I could grow, where I could be a little bit more proud and not shy away from knowing my worth and charging accordingly. So yeah, the financial part I think is sometimes kind of a struggle.
So what do you think? Do you think you need to bill more? Like bill your clients more?
Not necessarily, because there was a time when I had about 10 clients, which was a lot for me as one person. Had I have added a team, added an employee, someone to help me manage those 10 clients, it probably would have been a lot easier. But that was like my capacity at that moment in my life. I thought, well, this is really a lot of work. I'm overwhelmed by this. So now I have backed off and I only have a few clients.
Okay.
But those few clients, I'm able to give a whole lot more to, because I'm not overwhelmed. So I don't know that it's necessarily growing it as much as it's just maybe being confident in the work that I do.
So what's your capacity? What number of clients do you think you can have and you can give your best and give them all your attention and
I think right now in my life with everything that I'm doing, about 5 clients is probably my max. And I say that because I do so many other things outside of social media management.
That's true.
I have a part-time job at a little coffee shop, and I do videography on the side. I do custom-made gift baskets. So I'm kind of, I dip my hands in a lot of pots, and I stay busy. And I like that. I like to have lots of things because it helps keep me stimulated. If I only had one day job that I had to go through to 9 to 5, 40 hours a week, I wouldn't be as happy. So
that's nice.
Yeah.
So for your coffee shop job, let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
So what's your job description?
Okay, so I am a barista at Idaho Coffee Company. Shout out to my employers.
So is that the job title, barista?
Barista, yeah. Barista is the person who makes coffee. Although I don't tend to make most of the drinks. I manage the window. It's a drive-through only location. And so when I work, I stand right there at the window and I take customers' orders. But so really I'm in customer service. I'm in the relational side of the business. But they still consider me a barista because I'm handling the drinks and I'm helping with the drinks.
Yeah, the first time I heard that word barista, I thought about like a lawyer. Because my sister is a lawyer and that's what I call her.
Yeah.
I guess maybe there's one R for my sisters and there's a double R for yours.
Okay.
How do you spell?
I think barista just has one R. Barista. Barista.
Yeah, now I'm confused.
Yeah.
Because
we'll have to Google it.
Yeah.
Thank goodness for Google.
That's pretty nice, though. And I think it's a good spot for you also, customer relations, talking to people.
Yeah, it's a great way to connect and build rapport and just have my face out there. I love this job so much. I can't say enough about it. It brings me so much joy. I only work a few hours a week because I drop my daughter off at school and then I go to work and I work for a couple of hours and then I go pick her up and then we go on with our day. And I wear all my other hats.
You make the job sound so nice. Now I want to go apply.
Come work at Idaho Coffee Company with me. It's a great place and really good coffee.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. Well, she just put you guys out there.
Yeah, there's my plug for the day.
So what ethical considerations have you taken into account in your business decisions, and how do you ensure your business operates with integrity? Because I think integrity is very important.
Oh, integrity is so important. Yeah. I really value that. I really value, sticking to your word, building a rapport so people can trust you, you know. And the education that I have done, has been a lot of that, like I had said earlier in this, alternative things that I find, classes that I find online.
Yeah.
Following other like-minded people who can offer education, through just the information that they share.
Yeah.
Things like that. And I think that helps build that integrity so people believe that I do actually know a thing or two. I may not know everything, but I know a couple.
She knows everything. So do you feel like referral helps with your integrity, also boosting your integrity, putting you out there?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I mean, I think that I probably wouldn't have grown as much as I have or been able to continue this business without referrals from some of my closest people to me. My sister, my husband, my parents, some of my closest friends.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are giving me those referrals. And without that, I, would not have been able to grow as well, I don't think.
That's nice. So how do you stay ahead of your competition and differentiate your business in a crowded market? I know we talked about competition a little bit.
Yeah.
So how do you stay ahead of your competition? I mean, you said you're your own competition.
I am my own competition, yeah. So I don't really think of what I do as much in that way, right, as staying ahead of my competition. But I do believe that what sets me apart, or if someone were to ask me, why would I pick you over a larger corporation that has an established website, that has hundreds of clients, and charges thousands of dollars a month, why would I pick you over them? Well, I'm I'm a big fish in a small pond is how I see it. I am good at what I do because I believe in myself and because I take the time to make things meaningful and to make things beautiful. And so I think that what sets me apart is the passion behind what I do. And like what you had said earlier, I love what I do. So it's not about a paycheck or a bottom line. It's a relationship. So every client, every person that I see come through the drive-thru at the coffee shop, everyone that I help in any form of my entrepreneurship has been meaningful to me because I care about people.
Nice. She cares about people.
I do.
I think that's important though, not just like figures and numbers and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So she actually cares and actually she has passion for what she does.
I do. Yeah.
That's nice.
Thank you.
How do you approach scaling and growing your business, and what key factors do you consider in your expansion plans? So the first question is like, do you plan to expand? Where do you see yourself in 5 years in your entrepreneurship?
That's a hard one. I don't know. I see myself always being an artist in anything that I do.
Okay.
I can't say that I'll still be doing social media management in 5 years, or that I'll still be working at the coffee shop, or that I'll still be doing videography or gift basket making or whatever new project I'm on, because I do a lot of things. But I know that no matter what, I'm always going to try and find ways to be creative and to have that be a positive effect on people around me. So working with and for people, helping people, and utilizing my creative skills to make things beautiful and presented well, that's going to be where I'll probably always stay. So yeah, I don't always know how to answer that question. Where are you going to be in 5 years?
Okay. That's fair. I think you slayed the question.
Thank you.
Nice. So my last question is, what advice do you have for people aspiring to be entrepreneurs and just starting their entrepreneurial journey?
Yeah, it's a hard word, right? Wow. I think so many people are so capable of so many things. And I think that we all have our own gifts and talents.
Yeah.
And I think that if you have honed in on that and figured out, what your true gift is, some will call it a spiritual gift or a talent or a hobby, whatever that is, that's your thing that really makes you, if you can turn that if you can monetize that, you're set for life. If you're just working a job to work a job, you may find yourself depressed or sad, or not really thriving. So I just encourage people to figure out who they are and what they love, and then find a way to monetize that. Find a way to do that every day, and keep moving forward, and allowing the bumps, the roller coaster ride of life to take you, and to fail, and to get right back up and keep moving. Yeah.
That's pretty nice, though. And I'm not going to lie, I learned a lot today from you. And
thank you.
I think our message, or my message for the people out there watching, is wherever you find yourself in life, you can make the best out of it.
Yeah.
If you're a stay-home mom, stay-home dad, or wherever you find yourself, you can think of stuff that you can do to make money, and to, better use your time wisely, you know. And also, like she said, I'll borrow her quote, she's not in competition with anybody. She's our own competition. So
That's right.
I think that's a way to see business. Also, compete with yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror every morning, and you're your own competition. Strive to do better. Strive to treat people better and be more humble. And also, for the record, I don't think there's any such thing as being too humble.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Humility is a sign of strength. It's not weakness.
Right. Yes. Thank you. I needed that.
Yeah.
I needed to hear that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
It was nice to have you here today.
Nice to have you too. Thank you so much. This was so fun.
All right, I will just say hi to the camera.
Hello. Hi.